a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rimes.
And thank you for joining us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We got Mike Twitty in the house, Pinellas County Property Appraiser, where we talk with him about just so much going on out there in the community. You know, what are the decisions that home owners are going through in their minds right now? What are they facing with the different? You probably heard around the 50% FEMA rule, the possibility to rebuild. We're going to go over some of these different programs and resources as well, and what he's seeing out there. Mike Twitty, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, in studio with us here as well. And I want to give a shout out to Brio Tuscan Grill. It's the official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Brio Tuscan Grill over at the International Plaza Mall. Excellent food, wonderful ambiance, very friendly waitstaff, and we enjoy going over to Brio Tuscan Grill. They've got great menu items, catering available. You have the upstairs available for events that you want to host. The holiday season coming up here. Also, happy hours going on. Brio Tuscan Grill, International Plaza Mall. Make sure you let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Say hello to Chef Oscar or General Manager Joey, and they're going to hook you up with an appetizer just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. A couple of hot listings here. We always like to feature our real estate properties live on air. We're one of the only real estate teams that I know that does that, especially with our reach. 8107 Sierra Manor Lane in Tampa. Beautiful property, $1 million listing from the Platinum MVP team. This is waterfront, beautiful pool, just an awesome color scheme here. Over an acre of land as well. This one's at 8107 Sierra Manor Lane in Tampa. 4 bedrooms, 4 bath, 3-car garage, 2-story single family home. 3,600 plus square feet, over an acre of land, 1.17 acres. You have a beautiful updated kitchen, granite countertops, Wolf gas stove, and so many different upgrades throughout this home. Large propane tank buried in the yard. You have 2 HVAC systems, beautiful property, and 130 feet of private water frontage and a 6,000-pound boat lift, private dock. 8107 Sierra Manor Lane in Tampa, Florida. Beautiful property right here in Tampa Bay. 5930 River Road. We're sticking with the waterfront theme. This one's on River Road, Newport Richey, Florida. We have another beautiful listing here. This one's in the $675 range price point, and 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bath, 2-spot carport, 1-car garage, 2,000 square foot heated, over a half acre of land that has 80 feet of frontage on the Cody River. Great opportunity to own real estate. Beautiful oak wood floors on the first floor, pine wood floors on the second. You have formal dining room with a chandelier, stained glass windows, and a great property here at 5930 River Road, Newport Richey. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Yeah, I'm racing my class to those saving our ass overseas.
All right, we got Mike Twitty in studio with us. He is the Pinellas County Property Appraiser. And Mike, man, our area got hit pretty hard, man. I imagine it's been a really tough time for you and your staff, and a lot of the county commissioners, that everybody involved, and pulling together. You're seeing probably a lot of the good stuff of humanity out there. A lot of people, volunteers, etc.
Yeah, it's been pretty incredible how the communities have pulled together. So a lot of people, welcoming neighbors and friends into their homes that, they might be empty nesters, and opening their houses up because, obviously we have a limited housing inventory to put people in right now. And people are trying to figure out if they're going to be able to repair their homes or rebuild. And so much of that's going to hinge on, how deep the water may have gotten within their respective houses. And this was an event like none we've experienced in Pinellas County, during our lifetime.
Yeah, absolutely. And the folks to the south got hit a little bit harder, or a lot harder in many cases. But yeah, Pinellas, I'm getting calls just yesterday. I talked to a couple more people in Seffner that said the water's still standing because of this delayed response through the tributaries and the river systems. It is just a catastrophic event.
It truly is. And people are doing the right thing that I'm seeing on our county. I've driven all the barrier islands and looked at the extent of the damage, and it's pretty heartbreaking seeing everybody's lives, sitting out on the curb. Yeah. And people have a lot to recover from. So where we stand in Pinellas right now is we've been involved helping the building departments We helped with the initial damage assessment. We sent our teams out. We had, I think, 26 teams of 2 that went out just for the initial to release FEMA funding, for the emergency response. We had to hit a certain mark there. We got that done. Actually, for both storms we had to respond for. And now we have a handful of teams that are helping the on-the-ground substantial damage inspectors go out. So you've got building officials still out, and you've got floodplain administration involved, and then the federal response has come in too. So we have 75 FEMA inspectors on the ground that are doing substantial damage inspections as well.
Wow. Yeah, so they're starting at the beaches, which is ground zero in a sense, and they're going out there. Have you been hearing people with denial letters from their insurance companies or denial letters from FEMA that may seem unjustified, or have you seen that?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's got a different insurance battle to wage depending on who may be their carrier. Hopefully they have a good agent that is, helping them through that process. Right. So as far as on the damage side with FEMA, that is what is next to come. We're hearing the letters are going to be going out from building officials that have to enforce the FEMA federal regulations. And you got to remember, Pinellas is under a bigger magnifying glass than they have been in the past because of what happened during Ian in Lee County. And Lee County and some of their cities got in trouble for issuing permits too early. Before substantial damage inspections were done. And that put them in violation and put their community rating system discounts with the NFIP at risk. So Pinellas is moving very cautiously as a result of that. Plus, there's a lot of FEMA response on the ground here too. Wow. So what we're trying to do from the property appraiser's standpoint, because that's not really our lane, but we're trying to ease some tensions, ease some fears, explain the resources that we do have out there, and help people and understand how they can respond, whether it's repair or rebuild, and save some money when they do that.
Yeah, and I want to talk about that 50% rule. Let's go into that, because I think that is the question on a lot of people's mind is what are we going to do? Are we going to be able to rebuild at the same current level?
Right.
Because that's what this is all about, as far as when you look at the government and FEMA wanting to incentivize people not to build on that lower structure that's been around for 20, 30 years.
Correct.
They want them to build up so they're out of the floodplain.
Yes, they want them to raise up to what they call base flood elevation. So maybe that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 14 feet. It all depends on where you are. So they're obviously encouraging that, and they don't like to keep paying out on repetitive losses on the same properties at grade. So the way that 50% rule works for your listeners that may not be as familiar with it, if you're within the special flood hazard areas, which are generally your A and your V flood zones, then you're subject to that 50% rule. And what that means is if the amount of repairs to restore your home hit 50% or more of the market value of your structure, which is essentially your depreciated replacement costs. So if you hit 50% or more, then they're going to tag you as substantially damaged and say that you're not able to do that. And to get in compliance, then that's a trigger for either elevating that existing structure and getting it above base flood elevation, or knocking it down and rebuilding, again, elevated to base flood, and you have a new home at that point.
Right. Yeah, and that's the incentive. They're incentivizing, hey, look, let's build up. Let's not continue to rebuild over and over in the same low area.
And a lot of people, a big question we get is, oh my God, well, my taxes will go through the roof if I do that, because you're going to treat me as new construction. Well, the truth is that's not the case. So there is some protection there in state law. It's called the calamity provision. It allows people to elevate, get out of harm's way, either that existing home or rebuild, up to 110% of their original square footage, and they get to stay at their Save Our Homes cap level.
Great.
Yeah. So that's a huge incentive there. So that's even on a new build. So you build brand new, you get to keep that same basis. Now, if you enclose the lower level, so if you leave it open you're okay. But if you enclose that lower level, that's going to be new square footage. So you do have to factor that into your 110% calculation. However, that's raw space. It's not finished like your living area, so it's not going to be hit nearly as heavy on the tax roll.
On the tax roll.
Right.
But that bottom level is technically, they don't want you building there.
Correct. You legally aren't supposed to have anything in that space anyway.
Right.
And it's not insurable either.
Right, exactly. Not insurable, and it's that lower level. And a lot of people will do kind of like a game room down there, and maybe an extra toilet or a couple of sinks or something like that. You're bringing the day's catch in from the fish, from the fishing trip or whatever.
Right.
They'll set it up something like that. But the people that do drywall it, carpet it, or whatever, put in really nice expensive stuff, that's not going to be covered.
Correct.
Yeah. But so it does get confusing for people sometimes when they're in these positions. By the way, kind of a community note here to look at, or consumer advocate tip, is that a lot of times we see these unscrupulous buyers and contractors come through, and they'll try to put some of these properties under contract. They'll check the box that says assignable, and that is a bad position to be in as an owner, because you're not really working with the end buyer in a lot of cases. They're going to flip that contract and sell it to an end buyer, somebody that actually will close on it. And most likely they're going to change the agreed upon sales price. They're not going to close a lot of times at the agreed upon sales price.
Right, because they're going to take the margin.
Yeah, they're going to take a margin, right? And they're going to flip that paper, basically, Mike. That's what they're doing. So we're seeing a lot of that. What other consumer tips can you think about, or that come to mind?
Yeah, so when people are looking, there is a first step they can look at, when they wonder, well, what is the amount of dollars that can be spent on my property to repair it? The first thing they can look at, that obviously doesn't cost them any money, is to look on our website. So on our website, if you're on your parcel and you go into the right-hand corner on your parcel, there's a little toolbox over there, and there's a button that says FEMA WLM letter. So if they click that FEMA letter button, a letter literally will pop up that's internal to our office that just helps them with that initial estimate in dealing with FEMA. And it will show them what we, from the assessment side, put from a value standpoint on their structure, and then we do the 50% math for them.
Oh, okay.
And then they can see what they can spend. Now, we do have certain jurisdictions, like City of St. Pete and unincorporated Pinellas County, they actually use 49% instead of 50%.
I saw a couple videos.
I'm not going to get into all the reasons why.
Okay.
But just know that everybody needs to know within their respective jurisdiction, you may have to shave that by 1%.
Yeah.
But, that number with this size of an event may not be big enough for a lot of people to repair.
Right.
So I want to, stem their fears there and say, hey, that's not the end of the battle. That's just a first step. So they may issue a substantial damage letter, and you may be concerned because you don't think you have enough juice there to get it done.
Yeah.
You can go out and engage a third-party appraiser, a private sector appraiser.
Got it.
My tip is make sure they've done 50% rule appraisals in the past, and they've had them approved by the jurisdictions that they're working in.
Got it.
Because it's not a typical line of work for most appraisers.
Got it.
And they need to know how to do it. And there's a county checklist that will be posted on the county's website, and they should make sure to grab that so they can make sure their appraiser is going to follow it, because they need to know that they're going to meet that guideline. Because what I don't want to see is people get engaged with an appraiser, get it done, then they get in a fight with the building official because the building official is reviewing it and saying, we're not going to approve it because you didn't meet this, or this.
Yep.
And then, they cross swords, and next thing you know, you're having to go get another appraisal.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to let people know that there are resources out there to help them through that.
Yeah, Ray Hall Appraisals is who we work with on the Consumer Quarterback Show. He's been a Showtime show favorite for a long time, probably 8 years or so. We've been working with Ray Hall Appraisals. He does a great job out there, and I'm sure he's well versed on that. We're talking with Mike Twitty here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rimes. Mike is the Pinellas County Property Appraiser, talking about the repair versus rebuild, some of the different rules, the 50% FEMA rule. We'll get into some more also around portability and some other things potentially and how that might work. Potentially, people are, I'm seeing some people saying, hey, I'm moving out of the state. I'm going for higher ground, and it's almost like picking your poison, right? You want to be in a nor'easter up somewhere in the snow. You want to be tornado alley there, and then the Midwest,
Yeah,
California.
Every place has a disaster.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a little different flavor.
Potential for disaster. Yeah, they just, I guess, tired of looking at the screen and seeing these hurricanes
Right.
coming, and
Yeah,
we're due for a break. So
I agree.
We're gonna come up.
At least we get a little more heads up than some of them.
Yeah, exactly. You can see it coming. But we got to take a quick break here. More with Mike Twitty coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Follow us online. We'd love to connect with you at BrandonRimes1, at CQB Show. And please pull out your smartphone, go to YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And while you're there, hit the podcast app and search Consumer Quarterback Show. And we'll be right back.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rimes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
Patriot Mobile is America's only Christian conservative wireless provider who shares your values. They offer the very best nationwide coverage on 4G and 5G LTE networks and exceptional 100% US-based customer support. Patriot Mobile offers discounts for veterans and first responders, NRA members, and families with multiple lines. Learn more at patriotmobile.com/consumer QB. That's patriotmobile.com/consumer QB. Or if you'd like to give us a call, you can reach out at 727-263-3707. That's 727-263-3707. And we'd be happy to tell you more about Patriot Mobile.
Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rimes, owners of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. Buying, selling, investing in real estate, their nationwide Keller Williams network makes them the best team to work with. Sellers, have your property featured live on air, creating multiple offers. Buyers, leverage a unique system that gets your offer accepted, never overlooked. Call or text 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550, or consumerqb.com.
Lindsay Rimes here with Archer Place in Gainesville, Florida. Our luxury condo community is located only 1.5 miles from the University of Florida, 5 minutes to Shands Medical and Butler Plaza. Our buyers love the high-end luxury amenities in their building, including a state-of-the-art fitness facility equipped with Pelotons, the resort-style temperature-controlled pool accompanied with cabanas and grills, and the gourmet chef's kitchen in our clubhouse that overlooks the pool. We have pre-construction pricing only for a limited time, with floor plans ranging from a 1-bedroom, 1-bath to 2-floor penthouses with plunge pools. Starting in the low 400,000s to the high 900s, investors, parents sending their young adults off to school, medical professionals, business owners, and entrepreneurs alike are investing in these residences. Reach out to us today at 727-263-3707 to get more information.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, we're in studio here with Mike Twitty. He's the Pinellas County Property Appraiser, talking about the 50% rule and some of these questions around repairing versus rebuilding with your real estate. Unfortunate circumstances that we're dealing with, but we're trying to provide resources and ideas and thoughts around this and ways. And we're also going to talk about partial property tax rebate, where you get monies back from the tax collector. We're going to have Mike explain what that means and how you might be able to apply for that. 3101 Old Archer Road, beautiful property here. We got a listing in Gainesville. This was 92 pre-construction luxury condos. My wife Lindsay and I are representing the builder developer here. Over 25% sold already. We're getting some sales done up there in Gainesville. You're 1.5 miles from the University of Florida. So if you know any Florida Gator fans, Bull Gators, let them know about Archer Place. There you go, Archer Place, 3101 Old Archer Road, Gainesville, Florida. 1.5 miles from the school. You're 5 minutes to Shands Medical and Butler Plaza. You have high-end luxury amenities. Yes, you can short-term rent this property, resort-style pools. You have gourmet chef kitchen, clubhouse overlooking the pool, spacious business center. Beautiful property on Old Archer Road in Gainesville, Florida. All right, we got a vacant piece of land here at 12255 North US Highway 27. This was a vacant parcel of land. Great opportunity to own real estate here in beautiful Tampa Bay, outside of little northern side of our Tampa Bay area. Ocala, Florida, 3 acres of vacant land. You got a zoning is A1 on that. Build your dream home or establish a world-class horse farm. Tranquility of country living, unparalleled. And if you look at the beautiful photography compliments of Fabre Frameworks there, you just notice, man, that's just some green country there. It must have had a good rain recently before those pictures were taken. That's some nice planet Earth right there. Some nice raw land. Serene privacy and a vibrant equestrian lifestyle. 12255 North US Highway 27. That's Ocala, Florida. You can see all of our listings. Platinum MVP Team. .kw.com.
This is God's country.
All right, Mike Twitty in the house. Partial property tax rebate. What is that, Mike?
Yeah, so the legislature passed this a couple of years ago due to catastrophic events. It started with the collapse of the towers over in Surfside. Yes. Yep. So what it allows anybody that's been rendered uninhabitable due to a catastrophic event such as the 2 hurricanes we just had, they can apply to our office for a tax rebate. So we start that process through the property appraiser's office. We pass it off to the tax collector to actually issue the refunds. So the way it works is basically when you make your application, you really want to wait till after January 1 to do it. They can do it now, but then we're going to have to follow up with them. But all that information's on our website. They submit that. We do the calculation based on the number of days rendered uninhabitable, which if you're through the end of the year, that's going to be roughly, a quarter of the year, 90 days, roughly, plus or minus. And then that is prorated portion of your tax bill. But then it's only applied to your structures, not to your land.
Okay.
Because your land's still there. Your land's not necessarily damaged. So. Wow. So it's not as big as some people may think, because you don't apply it to your overall value. You apply it just to the structure value.
Wow.
And if it's a waterfront property, obviously the majority of the value is in the land.
So is that a credit, or that's going to be a check coming back to you?
It's going to be a check coming back.
Oh, okay. Well,
so in order to qualify, they actually have to pay their 2024 bill.
Yeah.
And then they'll get the rebate comes back in early 25.
Okay. Great. Yeah. Hey, that's good. Good news for people out there. Apply for the partial property tax rebate. Get the money back from tax collector. About a minute left, Mike. Final thoughts, and back to you, man.
Yeah, I just want to encourage people to keep asking questions and don't get sucked up into rumors on Nextdoor and things like that. I spent a lot of this weekend tamping down some of those and setting the record straight, and it helped a lot of people, I think. So please visit our website at pcpao.gov. That stands for Pinellas County Property Appraiser's Office.gov. And there, right on our homepage, we have a storm resource page they can jump to. Has all the things on there that we were just talking about and some more. Has more explanations about substantial damage and understanding the 50% rule. Also, obviously, the tax rebate. And we have a storm survey on there, too, just to let us know the extent of the damage so that we can adjust your property value appropriately for January 1, 2025.
Yeah, that's great. Great for the thanks for coming in, Mike. Those are great tips and updates, and man, tough times, but we'll get through it, right?
We will.
We're going to do it, man. We're Tampa strong, Florida strong.
Absolutely.
Right.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, my pleasure. And check us out online, consumerqb.com. You can submit an email form there at consumerqb.com. And of course, all your real estate needs, Platinum MVP Team. .kw.com. We'll be right back.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
All right, Brandon Rhymes, welcome back in studio here with Jennifer Lauda, Bluemoon Estate Sales of Pinellas County. We're going to talk with her in just a minute about her business. I love the idea of estate sales. It's a really cool business. So we're going to talk with her coming up here in just a moment. Quick shout out to our friends over at Heights Soft Wash. They do a great job cleaning our real estate properties. Heights Soft Wash, pressure washing company, soft wash. They do a great job. I know Ramin, he's the owner. I've known him for many, many years. He does a great job. HeightsSoftWash.com, HeightsSoftWash.com. Make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. Take them up on those special radio show incentives. All right, a couple of hot listings here. As you know, my wife Lindsay and I own a top 100 ranked real estate team here in Tampa Bay. We like to feature our real estate listings live on air, maximize the exposure and the profit on the sale of our real estate listings, help our sellers sell faster for more money with less headaches. Beautiful property here at 12133 Spartan Way. This one's on Spartan Way. Just listed recently, and this owner is motivated here on Spartan Way. This is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. You have 1-spot carport, 1103 square foot condo. You got low maintenance, resort style living, community pool, heated pool, clubhouse, scheduled events. You have shuffleboard, barbecue areas, gazebos, dog walking area. Great opportunity to own real estate right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. 12133 Spartan Way, Hudson, Florida, unit number 204. That is a beautiful listing. Rustling Wind, vacant land. So I want to remind you, we do sell vacant land. We sell commercial properties, businesses, so we can help you with all of your residential, of course. We got the pre-construction condos going on in Gainesville. But this one's Rustling Wind in Brooksville, Florida, and it's 0 Rustling Wind. Sometimes when you see that 0 in front of the name, that means that it hasn't been developed yet. It hasn't been assigned the street address. So that'll happen once you pull permits and you start going through that building process. 4.5 acre parcel of land in Brooksville, Florida. You have no HOA there, no CDD. That's the Community Development District. There's not one here. Just a stone's throw away from a myriad of modern amenities and shopping, dining options, shopping, entertainment, medical centers as well. And you're close, easy access to the Suncoast Parkway and other main roads. Check out Rustling Wind and all of our other listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, welcome in, Jennifer Lauda. Welcome to the Consumer Quarterback Show.
Hi, Brandon.
Am I pronouncing that last name properly?
It's Lauda. Some people do say Lauda, and I accept that as well.
Okay, good. We'll do our best. So yeah, tell us a little bit more about your business.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you so much for asking. So I am the owner of Bluemoon Estate Sales, Pinellas County. I'm part of a franchise, and the franchise started in North Carolina by the Blue family, and they decided to franchise it a few years later because they just loved the franchise model and thought that they could bring estate sales to people around the country. So now there's about 150 franchises nationwide. Wow. You'll find them all over Florida, but if you're looking for an estate sale here in Pinellas County, you'll find me as the owner of Bluemoon Estate Sales, Pinellas County. And if you're in Tampa, there is a Tampa franchise as well. We work together. We give referrals back and forth. So depending where you are, you'll work with either myself or Carla. But here in Pinellas County, I guess we're in Hillsborough County now, but in Pinellas County,
we're broadcasting all over now. So
yeah.
Our message is going all the way down to Fort Myers, Naples.
Okay,
we're broadcasting up to the Panhandle and over to Orlando. So
wow, hello everybody.
Yeah, there you go.
Hi everybody, and you will find franchises in those areas as well.
Yeah.
And I do cover part of Pasco too. And in fact, we're working on 2 estate sales this week. We have one in Seminole, which is South Pinellas County, and then we have one up in Pasco County. Too. So I have a big enough team where we can do multiple estate sales in a week. Estate sales are a lot of fun if you haven't been to one. Have you been to an estate sale before?
Yeah, it's been a while, yeah.
Yeah. So they're a lot of fun. It usually takes us about 3 to 5 days to set up for one. We go into the home and literally we go through everything. No drawer left unturned. We go through all of the belongings of the house. We organize it. We stage it. We set it up like a little store. And I'll take pictures of everything, and then we invite the customers in. We do some marketing. I post my listings on estatesales.net, and the Bluemoon Estate Sales franchise has a website for me to post my sales as well. We invite the customers into the home. Usually it's about a 3-day sale because there's just so much to sell, so we need lots of time to do it. Our sales are Friday to Sunday, and during that time, customers come in and they buy literally everything in the house. And the most fun sales for us is when everything is for sale, and that could include the cabinets, the doors.
Wow.
Sometimes if the home's being renovated or whatnot, they'll sell literally everything in the house.
Wow.
But everything from the clothes and shoes to the tools in the garage and everything in between. So it's a lot of fun. For me, the best thing about it is how much I learn. I come from a background as an analyst, and I worked behind a computer for 14 years, and I learned what I learned in that industry, but now in estate sales, I'm learning a little bit about everything. And it's like last week I was working with antique dolls, and then, I'm working with tools, and then I'm working with this and that. So there's no end to what I can learn. Every house is different and unique, and it's just like so much fun every time to see what the house is going to bring for us.
And you're looking at appraising everything properly, making sure you get the right value for the homeowner. What is one of the most interesting items that you've found?
Well, a few weeks ago, I sold a tanning bed in Florida. I said, if I can sell a tanning bed in Florida, I'm in the right business.
There you go. Yeah, that's kind of akin to the snowball and the snowball.
Sand in the desert. One sale that we're working on right now is a Harley Davidson sale. That one's really fun because he was a Harley enthusiast, and he traveled, he must have been to every city in North America. He has a T-shirt from every city. So we did over $1,000 just in T-shirts.
Wow.
From that one sale. So
that's quite a collection.
Yeah, it was quite a collection. We handle everything from firearms. Sometimes we go in and the family will say, oh yeah, mom had a lot of costume jewelry, probably not much value there, but we start looking through it and we find a lot of gold and sterling silver and things like that. So we very carefully go through everything and make sure, we're finding the valuable items for the family, and we're getting it priced appropriately, like you said. Our job, I'm hired by the family. They're my client, so I'm working for them to bring them as much value. And at the sale, obviously, the customers are there. They want the really cool stuff. But estate sales, you want a good deal. So the customers are always looking to get the best price. I'm always looking to get the best price for the client. So it's always a little bit of give and take. I think when I started doing the business, I was a little bit reluctant to be flexible on pricing. But I've learned over the years now that, we price things a little bit high, and then we expect to negotiate a little bit. And if I can have my customer walk out with that really cool item that they love and feel like they got a great deal and also feel like I got a great price for the client, then I feel like I've done my job.
That's the psychology behind it, is that traditionally the folks say, well, we got to leave a little room for negotiations. I hear that one a lot in real estate, and it doesn't quite work that way in real estate, but some sellers want to do that, in any way they want to do it that way. But if you just joined us, we're talking with Jennifer. She owns the franchise here in Pinellas County for Bluemoon Estate Sales right here locally. So I love talking to business owners and getting that that entrepreneurial spirit out there in Tampa Bay and other places. It's but right now also it's timely, is what we were talking about pre-show as well, where it's timely because people that do have to replace all types of items, you have them, and you have a good deal on them.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, especially furniture. Every house has furniture, and just it's kind of devastating driving around the county right now after Hurricane Helene, especially with that flood surge, and you just go down streets and there's just piles of everybody's stuff and everything from their furniture and all their personal belongings. And we're a little bit ahead of the curve having all the furniture now because people are still in recovery mode. We're still drying out the houses, we're still repairing the damage of the structure of the house, but at the same time people are thinking, I have to replace all my furniture, and it's very expensive, especially with inflation over the past few years, to have to go to a furniture store and buy all brand new furniture. So I'm telling everybody, come to my sale, and if you see some furniture and if you lost your stuff in the flood, we're going to give you the best price, and we're going to give you an even bigger discount, because I want to make sure that you and your family have beds and have couches and things like that. And even like we sell a lot of mattresses. Our mattresses always sell, because you can't go to a lot of places and buy used mattresses because they don't resell them, but we do. We look at them, we make sure there's no stains, the springs are great, we make sure everything's in good condition. We won't sell it if it's not, but it's a good way to replace all of those really essential pieces of furniture that you need. And then the other kind of area where we're really helping the community right now is I'm not sure if you've heard, but a lot of the antique malls in the area were severely damaged by the storms. A few of them were really destroyed. There was one in Dunedin that was just destroyed. They were flooded, and I think they lost their roof, not on Main Street. So a lot of our resellers are out there restocking their inventory right now, and they come to estate sales. And again, that's where they get a lot of the inventory because these houses where we do estate sales have such unique stuff. They're kind of like little museums in themselves. You know, they were furnished in the 50s or 60s, and a lot of people took really good care of their stuff. So you can get some unique stuff, great prices, and that stuff, the resellers like to resell that stuff too.
The old technology, is that in demand too? Like old technologies, old phones and old stereo type systems from like the mid. You know, some of that stuff's kind of retro.
Yeah,
right?
the dial phones, we sell those. VCRs. I had no idea how many VCRs we would be selling in today's age, and people are still buying VHS tapes. If you know what they are.
If you know what that is.
If you know what they are, we sell a lot of records, and people are collectors. You know, and for things like records and VHS and stuff like that, you know, we price them $3 to $4 a piece, but if you're buying 30, the price goes down. So the more you buy, the better the deals get.
Good. Yeah, that's right. That's right. All right, cool. Yeah, good stuff here. We're talking with Jennifer Lauda, Bluemoon Estate Sales of Pinellas County. She's online at bluemoonestatesales.com. And it sounds like you take great pride, like I do similarly in real estate. You know, when we're selling someone's home, we want to maximize the exposure. That's why we feature our listings on air. And the strategy, you know, there is like, hey, let's maximize the exposure, let's maximize the profit for our sellers, and then we're going to be, you know, in that capacity as a fiduciary many times. But I love it. There's a lot of cool things going on. You know, I love the estate sale business, and a lot of times you're dealing with folks that have had a unfortunate event. In some cases, they've lost a grandparent, or maybe there's a divorce situation. So you're seeing that's typical kind of a lead flow in a sense. Yeah,
it is. And usually the first thing that happens when I walk into a house is they apologize for the house because it's usually in, you know, disarray. There's a lot of stuff. There's piles of things. Sometimes the families are overwhelmed by how much, you know, Grandma maybe lived in the house for 40 or 50 years and accumulated a lot of stuff. Yep. So it can be really overwhelming for the family to have to go through all of that. You know, they usually call me and say, we've tried to make some sense of it and we can't. Can you come over and do a consultation? And for us, it's really easy because I have a team of, you know, people who we've been doing this for a long time. So it's not our first rodeo. I come in with 5 or 6 people. We take 3 or 4 days, and we can have that 4-bedroom house completely priced and staged and ready to go for a sale. We start on a Tuesday, and the sale's over on Sunday. So we can take something that has, you know, could take you months to do and have it done in 1 week for you.
That's a challenge too. When I'm listing properties, it's like, oh, we're still going to do this. We're going to wait to do that. And the next thing you know, especially if you're relying on third parties, like a third-party contractor or something. Oh, we were just going to paint that wall or paint that, and then it ends up being 6-8 weeks down the road. It's like, wow, now you're missing part of the season. You know, so the timing is crucial, and I think a lot of times people overestimate what they can do on their own when you come in with a team of 5, 6, 7 plus or whatever it might be, and then you're like, boom, you knocked it out, and you're ready to go. Now you're all set for that weekend. You're promoting it. And you're developing traffic. So we got to take a quick break there. We're going to come back and talk more with Jennifer from Bluemoon Estate Sales of Pinellas County here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Follow us online. We'd love to connect. Also, if you want to reach out to the show hotline, we'll put you in touch with Jennifer. You can go to consumerqb.com and click the link. Also, submit an email form in case you're driving, consumerqb.com. And follow us online. We'd love to connect with you at BrandedRimes1 at CQB Show. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com, Consumer Quarterback Show. We'll be right back.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, Brandon Rhymes here for AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. My wife and I shifted a lot of our buying habits, and we wanted to support companies that support our values, patriotic, Christian conservative companies. And you can find that online at AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. Now, what you're doing is you're not spending any new money. You're simply buying a lot of the common purchases that you're buying every month for the kitchen, the bathroom, your shampoos, your laundry detergent, all types of great essential oils, vitamins, herbs. those types of products. And for you beef lovers, we have great beef products as well. Tenderloin, sirloin steaks, grass-fed beef available as well. So check out AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. And I'd love to talk to you if you have any questions about it. There's also a business opportunity there for you as well. 813-917-1894. And thank you so much for supporting our company, AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com.
Lindsay Rhymes here. My husband Brandon and I own the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams, and our team of seasoned agents is ready to help you buy, sell, invest, and love the life you live here in Tampa Bay. Communication, execution, customer service, and bulletproofing transactions are really where our team shines. We service Hillsborough, Pinellas, Manatee, Pasco, Hernando, and Citrus counties, and we have seasoned agents in residential, luxury land, and commercial divisions. Reach out to us, your Christian realtors, and let us help empower you with the right knowledge to make smart decisions with your next transaction. Call us at 727-263-3707 today. Again, that number is 727-263-3707.
Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. You can reach me at 727-263-3707. Call or text 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show. We're powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. And I want to give a shout out to our friends over at Replenish IV Solutions. Longtime friends of the show. I love going in there once a month or so. I get the vitamin infusion drip directly into my bloodstream, something like the Myers cocktail. Going to juice you up there, boost your immunity. And you see them online at replenishivsolutions.com, replenishivsolutions.com. They'll come to your home or office, and they have a couple of Bay Area locations here. Say hello to Stephen and Lisa Gunnan over at Replenish IV Solutions. Make sure you let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. All right, a couple of hot listings here. We got some beautiful property listings available right now through the team. One of my favorites right now, I just want to highlight this one again. It's 8107 Sierra Manor Lane. This is a gorgeous home, and it is a wonderful Florida lifestyle. You have your boat in your backyard. Bring your boat and jet skis. You got your private dock. You got a boat lift there, a 6,000-pound boat lift, and a private dock. 130 feet of frontage at 8107 Sierra Manor Lane in Tampa. 4 bedrooms, 4 bath, 3-car garage, 2-story single-family home, 3,611 square foot, over an acre of land, 1.17 acres of land. And that's what really makes this home super unique, is there's nothing else like it in that area. Kitchen's updated, Wolf gas stove, 500-gallon buried propane tank, and just a great opportunity to own a beautiful home here. Over $1 million listing of mine, direct access to the upper waters of Tampa Bay, Upper Tampa Bay, and you can see all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
This is God's country.
All right, Jennifer Lauda in studio with us, Bluemoon Estate Sales of Pinellas County, and we're talking about this whole business line of estate sales. I love it. It's a great niche business. It's another small business. We always talk about supporting the local economy here by supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show and all of our expert contributors, over 50 different show partners associated with the Consumer Quarterback Show. So that's our goal. We want to be that referral partner for you. We want to be that consumer advocate that helps you in these decisions. But you do a lot of work and you add value to realtors as well.
Yes. So, yep, I get a lot of calls from realtors who have clients who have a lot of stuff. And when a realtor goes to sell a home, they need that home emptied to sell it. So the realtor will give me a call, set me up with the client. I'll go and do the consultation. It's up to the realtor. You know, if you want to do the estate sale and have the house cleared out before you list it, that's a great option. You can just leave a few pieces of furniture in there to stage it. or wait until the listing is up and then do the estate sale. And the value of doing it that way is now, as an estate sale, I'm bringing in 500-600 people, and inevitably I get a lot of people who ask me, is the house for sale?
Right.
So I can get you, names and numbers of people who want to buy the house.
Yeah, that's super awesome. I love that. There's the symbiotic relationships that exist in real estate, and then with the radio show and just everything we're doing, it's a lot of good stuff, and there's a lot of value. We did have a question too, where a lot of people are saying, hey, I want a cash offer on my home. I want to go to a trusted source, somebody that I know that's going to do the best for me that they can. So we do make those cash offers, and it's some of the catchy and sometimes misleading advertisements out there. We'll buy your house, we'll sell your house, or we'll buy it. Well, yeah, they'll buy it at X percent, right? Mm-hmm. At a super low percent of what the actual value would be. So you see these buyers, and I've also warned about these assignable contracts numerous times on the show. So be really cautious about people that have those assignable contracts. But so the value to the realtors, and then you also have I like how you vertically integrated into your junk removal and moving too.
Yeah. So this, came from working with clients and learning that they don't just need the estate sale. Sometimes the elderly couple needs someone to help them sort through the stuff and make decisions what they're going to keep and sell. And, sometimes they can't pack it up themselves. If they're going maybe to live in an assisted living, they need help packing their boxes and they need somebody to move it for them. We can do that. We can come in and organize it and move the client to their new home, do their estate sale. Inevitably, there's always something left after the estate sale. I like to say I can sell everything, but the fact of the matter is usually a house has a lot of stuff and 3 days is a short amount of time to sell it, and not everything is desirable. So we can pack up the donations. We come in, box it all up, take it to a local charity if you have one that you like. If you don't have one that you prefer, we usually find the closest church that has a thrift store in it and we take it there. Sometimes the garage and the shed and the attic has a lot of junk in it. Yep. We can do a junk removal. We can take the old furniture, the broken mattresses and things like that. We can come in with a dumpster. We make it really easy. We'll sweep the floors. I can bring in a cleaning crew if you need the house cleaned before it sells. So we do all of that. And then at the estate sale, sometimes you want to buy that furniture set, but you don't have any way to get it there. So we offer a moving service as well. We do a discounted rate for if you want to buy some furniture. Our movers can come and move it for you the day of the sale or after the sale. And then again, we can do full service moves. We can do pretty much anything. And something else we learned that was a real need in the community is sometimes people don't have a house where they can do an estate sale, or they don't have enough to do a whole estate sale. So we can bring this stuff to one of our stores. We have 2 estate sale stores in the area where we can sell your small stuff or your furniture or whatever it is. So we try to make it easy.
Oh, that's awesome, Jennifer. So much information. Great business you have there. BlueMoonEstateSales.com. Check her out online. BlueMoonEstateSales.com. Also, you can reach out to the show directly. We'll put you in touch with her and get an overview and an estimate and a consultation. So hey, another great show. Thanks for coming in, Jennifer.
Thank you so much.
We had
Brandon.
Mike Twitty on the front end as well. Mike Twitty, Pinellas County Property Appraiser, giving out some great resources and ideas to think about here. So thank you for tuning into the show. We want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. We'll see you next time here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes.